we go. Let's talk a little bit about stance and start. I know, wow, stance and start. Wow, this head coach is really detailed. Man, I'm not going to start the stance and start too bad. Right? The stance is everything. Okay? How I teach the stance is called the 80-20. Okay? The 80-20. Now, here's what I do with our feet. Our front foot is the inside foot. Some of you teach outside foot. It doesn't matter. But we turn that, whether it's 10 or 11 o'clock, that's up to you. We actually turn our front foot. From there, our knee has to be over our toe. When the knee is over the toe, it eliminates a false step. Everybody says, how can I get my wide receiver to stop false stepping with his back foot? The knee has to be clearly in front of the toe with that lean. So we lean with the knee in front of the toe. Our nipples are at a 45-degree angle. Okay, 45 degrees. Right? So we have 45-degree markers inside our wideout room to make sure that our players who are at 3.20 GPA, that's 18, still know what a 45-degree angle is. Do not take that for granted. They better know exactly what you're talking about. Right? So we will teach them what 45-degree angles are, 90-degree angles are, 60-degree angles are. We actually have a session just on angles. So
like you want to see it.
You guys know the angles you're talking about. Knee over the toe, nipples at a 45. The back foot is, again, pointed the same direction as the front foot. So the back foot and front foot are actually pointed at 11 degrees, or 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depending on your player and the comfort that he has. But both feet are cocked slightly to whatever side, to the open side, the opposite side of your front foot. Now, with that said, as I'm sitting here in this stance, we're going to relax our arms. Now, some people teach the arms up. I'm good with that. I get it. When you watch your players, 99% of the time with ball snap, they take your arms from here, they go down, and then they come back up. So we keep our arms down for one particular reason. If I'm going to fight you, okay, that's how big you are, that's how good of a fight it's going to be. You're going to fight my ass for 24 hours, I promise them, right? So here's the thing. Would you rather have a jab, or would you rather have here, right, some type of uppercut?
Before you turn it up, you should scoot up before you turn it up.
Everything we do is taught by coming up.
You think so?
Right? In terms of if I have a pressed corner, everything I do, my power is here. And I can bring
before you,
my
go back to where it was and just scoot up.
I do with my hands.
Master that first.
Remember, the ball still has to be snapped by the time
you're over the fence every single time.
He's got to shoot his hand. You can get your hands up and have power with that to get wrists or whatever you teach. You can have that by your arms hanging low down to your side.
Yeah, like just keep inching up as you get better. Outside foot.
We talked about 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock angle, just depends.
You should stare down the shoot. You should be able to, if you too far back, you're close to me.
If my left foot's up, it's at 1 o'clock. Right? Talk about that. The knee in front of the toe is everything.
Like scoot up some more.
Let your arms hang, okay? Our lift drill, okay? Here's what a lift drill is. We just get in the stance, and we're just going to lift our back foot.
Doing all right?
Okay? To make sure that our knee is in front of our toe. What does that look like? I'm here, my knee's in front of my toe, I'm going to take my back leg, and I'm going to be able to pick it up and put it back down without my weight transferring back. What does 80% feel like? 80% feels like when I pick my back leg up, my body doesn't move. That's 80%. Because again, you can tell kids 60-40, 70-30, 90-10. But what the hell does that mean? They don't know. So, how does 80% feel? You pick your back leg up and nothing rocks on your body.
How's the break been?
It's great. I just got back from vacation yesterday.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Or back.
We took 10 forward.
Right? Now, that will eliminate the false step.
My son has a big ski.
There are times that back foot is only going to take a 3 to 4 inches.
Somebody in the group chat was out on the lake.
That was
me.
Yeah. We do our normal stance and starts like everybody else.
I had a good time.
Have you ever seen those high defense? You know what I'm talking about? Bro, this thing's crazy. I mean, this up.
Oh, yeah.
Simple as that.
Now, got one?
Let's move into a few things.
He got one.
Great wide receiver that play down into a few things, right?
Where
there's break points, where there's
goes to
separation skills.
He plays at Navarro College, JUCO in Texas.
Body, lower body for the
he just graduated from Ravenwood. He's going to go to Sanford.
Play gets broken down into about 6-7 categories. But from there, we're only going to pull about 2 or 3 to talk to you about tonight.
Yeah.
Now we're going to
get anywhere. Stayed home, relaxed. My folks came that first weekend. They came up and spent the night with us.
On the routes. We have 6 total break points.
Yeah.
We perfect and drill and teach the break points. Every round, how it's drawn.
Y'all doing some work today?
Yeah, I got to go mow.
Everything means something. Okay? So how you draw something on your play cards, how you draw something on your playbooks, should tell that line exactly what break point that is. And then you trade the 6 break points over and over and over and over. And that's how you get the guy to be a really good route runner. not to run a really good curl. It's to run a really good tight break. Because when you run a tight break, you can run an 18-yard curl, 14-yard curl, 10-yard curl, whatever it is. You can run that break. You can run an outside hook.
I know.
Right?
My
you
computer.
can do that if you train the break points. So let's talk a little bit about this. Okay, first, when we're talking about actual break points, here's one. The first one is a drop pop. Okay, now, when we teach a break point, we have a series of progressions. We do a walk, then we do a jog. Then we do a sprint. Everything is broken down that way. Remember, 6th grade elementary school teacher. Take something and break it down into the simplest form. So, here for us, we always have a lower body. There's always a drape or a drop, break, drive, line, foot. No matter what.
There you go.
So when you're breaking things down, there's always a drop foot.
I was out dropping balls today.
Okay? That means my weight has to come down at some point when I'm going to run a break point. So there is a drop foot where it naturally has to be, no matter what. I can't drop my weight until that foot is in the ground. There is a drop foot for that. Then there is a break foot. A break foot stops you from going one direction and doesn't do anything else. It stops you from going one direction. That's called a break foot. A drive foot gets you going the opposite direction as fast as you can. And then a line foot sets the line and the angle that you actually come out as. So again, your players have to be able to see that. We don't teach chops. Right? Chop it up at the end of the break point. Don't teach it. We're designing really healthy, really good route runners. So, that is what we talk about. We have a drop pop, right, which is a hitch and a hinge. A lot of you have hits, stops, things like that. We have a speed cut, which are for quick outs, ins, right, big digs, where you're running tons of speed and you got to stick your foot in the ground and go and speed cut. We have a speed drop, which we'll get to, maybe not even tonight, but it means you're actually going to drop before that break point of the speed cut. We have a vertical break point. Yes, we teach how to run vertical break points. Vertical. We teach somebody how to run a go route, how to go with the release. There's a lot of integral parts of a go route that a lot of people don't teach, not just run by. We'll get to that. Lower, we have a force arm and a balance arm. Here's what this means. When I'm out of a break point, whichever direction I'm going, that is the force arm. That's where my power is. When people sit there and say, hey, you didn't come out of that break with any power, but probably their inside arm or the arm to the direction of where they're going probably stopped.
Get one more.
So if I'm going to run a curl that way, and I get to the top of the break point, going this way, this is called my force arm. So if you see a guy who doesn't come out of his breaks forcefully, that right arm, or that left arm that he's doing, that direction he's going, is probably down. Probably outside. Not tight to his body, it doesn't pull him out of that. If a player trips out of a route, his balance arm, meaning his outside arm, is probably dead.
Don't step away.
You can't sit there and coach a kid and say, I'm out, son. No kidding. That's not coaching. Catch the ball.
Be confident.
That's not coaching. Right? We have to make sure we teach all educators in here. Teach exactly what you want and make sure you get it. But you got to label things. So the outside arm is the balance arm. The outside arm determines, the balance arm determines if this is a tight break right back to the quarterback, or if I get to this point and all of a sudden I die and then I got to go this way before I get back to the quarterback. That helps. Balance arm prevents drip. Force arm, power out. Balance arm, make sure I don't drip.
Just for you, bro.
Okay? So,
but I'm going to put on Wideout Wednesday night.
Drop off. That's what it looks like. It's a hitch. Great coach taught how to run it. The drop off, we run it off our second inside foot.
What?
Okay, what does that mean? Our second inside.
From
PJ Fleck. On this foot up,
PJ Fleck.
Inside. I'm going to get to my second inside foot before I do anything. I'm going to run as fast as I can off the ball until my second inside.
He might be now. I don't know where he's at now.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up.
And 2, now this one drops. It drops my weight. What does it look like when I drop my weight? It should look like I'm in my stance. It should look almost similar, almost identical to that. My nipples are at 45 when I drop my weight. Not here.
I'm about to tell you.
Women's center of gravity is in their hips.
I'm using his
Men's center of gravity is in their shoulders. Okay? So, wherever my shoulders go, my weight will go. People that throw their bodies
he's still at Minnesota.
How can I,
He's still at Minnesota.
stop myself from going that way? as fast as I can. Second of
He
all,
was the
keep going that way as
receivers
fast
and then
as I can. So I
OC
got to
and
now
United
come
States
back
coach, I
up
think.
here first to even get back to my nipples at 45. Right? It's all about center of gravity and balance. So when I get to my second inside, that's my drop foot, and then this
They
one,
do this all the
easy
time.
because I'm not going that fast. It is
Like,
just a
50 a day is
First
real.
it's like
Like-
45, and then I pop up.
Because they probably do this 100 times, like,
Very simple.
5
Very
rounds. They probably get 1,000
very
balls a day.
simple route. I know.
and it's just,
simple,
they over and
but
over again, over and over again. And then they do it,
Second
like, route
inside,
running too,
drop
like,
off.
moving. With this.
Second inside, drop pop.
But it's just, yeah.
Okay?
It's really just focus and, like, making it muscle memory. Yeah,
We can run right here, just in terms of jogging it, they gotta feel it. There's the drop. Nipples in at 45. You can see almost his knee almost in front of his toe. And then the break foot, and it pops him straight up. Now at this point, I can now break back to the quarterback when I see the ball. The way we decided, we should have to step back to the football. Ball should be on us immediately when we turn around. Okay? And then we actually run. Every round break foot we do, we walk down, run. We walk
it's
down,
just
run,
reps.
break foot.
And then confidence.
Okay? This is one from the freshman.
On jugs all the time. He had it on like 55. He had gloves on.
That's a drop pop.
Hey, you can't start there though. You gotta start. No, you gotta back up and like work in.
Speed cut is like you're walking.
You gotta come back and like gradually come in. You can't just go there.
Right? But here's what we
You gotta
talk
go faster
about.
than
We
that.
literally take our kids and we walk.
Like 40.
Same thing.
Like 40.
We have a break foot. There is no drop on the speed cut. The speed
Start
cut,
right there and catch-
break,
like, catch
and
two
the
and then
drop
move up.
foot are identical. Okay? So, because I am going to run very fast. This is what it looks like.
You can start with your hands out.
Anything with a circle
You
at
can
the
start with
very
your hands
end,
up.
that means it's a drop
Wide
off
though,
break
wide
foot.
fingers.
Anything with this type of
You gotta see
speed
it, though.
round, where I have 2 yards to make that cut, 2 to 2.5.
Why you scared?
I call it a speed cut. Okay? We call it a speed drop, where it's an 18-yard dig, where I might have to drop my inside foot first. We put a little squiggly line there to make sure they understand that it's a speed drop. Big difference. Way more speed built up. Okay? We got a speed cut here. We walk down, run it. It's the third inside. Okay? The third inside if we're running an outbreaking route. Okay? The third inside.
You gotta have confidence. Start here.
So it's
You
our
ready
first
for it.
encounter
Like
inside
kind of like
step.
pop your hands. You ready for it? Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's
boom,
times
watch me.
certain rounds will be
So,
on the
hey,
outside.
what I do like
depending on what it is.
rhythm, see it,
Our
boom.
speed cut is this.
Boom,
Just like
you know what I'm
walking around the corner. So we literally have our guys walk around the
There you
corner.
go. One.
What we talk about is, again, the drop foot and the break foot are identical. They're all part of one. The next foot is the most important
Application
foot.
up.
The drive foot of the speed cut. Right here, this one. So when I stick that foot in the ground and I start to come out, that is my drive foot. Because my break and my drop foot already happened. My next foot is called the drive foot. It gets me going a different direction. The big thing that young kids do is take that drive foot and cross the midline of their body. That's when you see all the kids fall down. So when they drop, again, boom, it gets slightly outside of my body, my knee is inside my ankle, my hip is inside my knee, and I push off of that. It's again, nipples at a 45. And as I come out, force arm, balance arm, pumping. But now this drive foot cannot cross my midline. If it stays below my break foot, I'll be able to get out of that naturally, and by my next step, that line foot should be able to take me friendly. Remember, break, drive, line. Break foot stops me going one direction, drive foot gets me going another direction, and then my line foot actually gets me friendly as fast as it possibly can. Okay? We'll jog it. And that's the biggest key, right there. There's the break foot. There's the drive foot.
Oh, golf,
you cannot
yeah.
cross that midline.
I got the
This
app.
is when we first got there. These guys are not very good at that. We'll show some pretty good ones.
That's why I be going to the range. Use the grip.
And then we run it.
The grip is an app that like tracks your golf game.
Nah, 18 birdies. 18, yeah.
No, get the grip. It's free. It's like
18 birdies free too.
You can see his weight come
how
down.
much is the golf ball?
It depends on when you go.
Inside
we
foot
go, it's
doesn't
like
cross the
47.
midline. Head is the last thing that comes around.
Yeah, you do? How much
The
is the
biggest
range?
misconception that we have a saying we call never wait late. Outside breaking routes. Any ball, comebacks, outs. outside brake and rounds. We say never wait late, circle back. And this is an example of almost a half circle. When I come out of that ball's out on my eye. Now it's responsible for me to circle back. Most big plays on speed cuts happen when the ball's late. He's breaking over him. And now I circle back inside of him and there's all this empty space. Never wait late, circle back. Okay?
That shit went.
The biggest thing for young people is how do they cross the line with their drive foot?
But yeah, I went.
They stick their brake foot in the ground and their head comes around.
That was good.
Naturally, have my drive foot.
I don't ever do that when I practice though.
On the speed cut, the head is the last thing that should ever come around. The head is always on any brake point the last thing that will come around. Where your head goes, your shoulders will go. Remember, we talked about it all being in line. If my hips are still going this way, but my head's going this way, there's no way I can get out of that brake point the most efficient way possible.
Lift that and put it back underneath.
The head is always the last thing to come around. You see all those guys that get their head around and they just keep drifting up the field, and you're like, man, you gotta get out of that. Your head came out way too early. Okay? All right, moving on. We have another one down here. Just like walking around the corner. Body language doesn't change ever until the brake foot hits the ground. Okay, vertical. Now, here we go. When you're running a vertical route, there's a lot of components to a vertical route that a lot of people don't teach. They say get vertical.
I'm gonna walk.
That's not what we teach.
On my phone's internet.
The first part of this is there's a release factor. Release factor is everything, obviously. Got to release first. Then there's what we call the vertical express step. That is going to make sure that once I release that defender and I've got his hands off, once my next outside foot hits, this is the one that propels me forward. Remember, I've got to win and release the defender before I can ever win in the route. Period.
Yeah, you play receiver, I think.
Right? So there's a vertical express step we'll see. Then we call a meat grinder. The meat grinder is your inside arm pumping as hard as you can. When the wideout takes his inside hand and touches the DB wins. Always. Then I have my shoulders open. Now I've left a target for him to be able to lean locate, and now I get squeezed out of bounds. Or I've left an area for his hand to come up, pop the ball out. So again, we call it a meat grinder. The harder I put my inside arm, the harder it is for him to grab anything. We always talk about meat grinder. Hand goes in there, gets chopped up to gravy, meat gravy, whatever. Hold the line. Now I got to hold the line with everything vertical, but my chin. Holding the line and pumping my arm with the meat grinder keeps me in a direction. I look with my chin, not my shoulders. Once I give the chest to the defender, it's over. Look with your chin, keep it low, and then I can catch the ball over my shoulder. Once the ball passes my eyes, I'm screwed. What does that mean?
I be telling y'all that, don't I?
This is my outside out.
Your face.
Ball's being thrown from over here. The minute that ball gets past this line, my arm becomes really long and this one becomes really short. Everybody see that? So I do not want to catch the ball. Everybody says catch it over your outside shoulder. There are times we have to do that. It's the only option. But in the real world, I want to be able to catch a vertical straight out in front of me. Not past my outside out. When it gets out here, I got a problem with my arm.
He said like straight vertical.
And it's very difficult for young people to be able to match all that up.
Inside of your.
So again, keep the ball inside my outside eye, but it can be on my outside eye. Anything outside of that, very, very difficult to actually catch. And that's what we're talking about with the vertical route. So what does this all look like put together? Amen. Release, vertical express, meat grinder, hold the line. This is our
come this way.
Vertical express release type drill. This is Daniel Braverman, who was drafted by the Bears. He's got his inside foot up. He sticks his outside foot in the ground. And he sheds at the same time. Because that's what a DB is going to do. Once you go a certain direction, bang, hand on the shoulder pad. We're going to shed, we're going to drop our weight, and that outside foot's going to vertically express us vertical. And now, I've got to be able to win his hip. And that's where the meat grinder comes into play. A quick shed, vertical express. The shed, this is the Corey Davis kid, who plays for the Titans now. There's the vertical express step, should be in the exact same time as the shed. And it's quick. It's quick, explosive, and low. And now I can run vertical. Okay, now, here's it kind of put together. Here's a little bit of the release. There's the left vertical express step right there. And now he goes vertical. vertical.
Next one.
We do a lot of our releases with the DBs in between lines, right? 5-yard lines. They've got to stay within that. There's the vertical express step on the outside, and you can see him with the hip.
Yeah. I wish.
You can see once that outside foot hits, he's now got to be able to get vertical.
Ball.
I guess it might be nice.
Yeah. Rather runs the net than the wall.
Same thing. Caught on his outside eye, not outside his outside eye. Big difference. All right. Here's one more. What I hit?
Pepto.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
Sorry, man.
After Top Golf?
In advance. I like those little color things over there.
Woke up.
Right there. That's his vertical express. There's the vertical. There's the knee grinder. You can see right here, DB tries to put his hand on Corey Davis. Corey Davis isn't worried about the defender. It's not about him. It's about my route. Wideouts always have to know I'm not beating the DB. I'm running my route. But first things first, I have to win and perfect my release, depending on where he is, which we'll get to here in a second, of how to be able to do that.
All right, face.
Caught over the outside eye. Watch him control his body right here. Watch him slow down. Last thing he wants to do in a ball that's in the air that's short is to be able to open everything. Just slow your body down, keep your shoulders square, and be able to keep the defender at bay and catch the ball with your outside shoulder. That's controlling the route from start to finish. Takes a lot of practice to be able to do that. Here's one again in the bowl games. Tyler Johnson, leading receiver in the Big Ten. We'll talk about that release in a second. There's a vertical express step. It doesn't care if you beat him by 5 yards. There's 5 yards in between them. He puts his vertical express step, sets the line for the quarterback. Watch this. Slows down again. Ball caught over his outside eye. He didn't sit here right at this point. I got to beat balls underthrown and stop and turn. He slowed, kept his shoulders vertical, kept them on his back and go. How many of you watch basketball or coach basketball and you watch those guards dribble into the trees and they kick the guy as they go? They have some space and they close the space and get on the defender and then separate towards the rim. Great point guards do that. It's the exact same thing when they're running wide out deep routes. DB can do nothing about it. Okay? All right. So, there's a few break points. Okay? We won't get into all the other ones. We have a drive in, drive out. There's a comeback. Right? We have a speed drop. I can go in and if you want to learn about more of them, come see us. The release part I think is really important for all of us to understand. Okay? The